Today, we're going to zero in on one powerful step in a much larger financial strategy. It's the step that really separates the people who just dream about financial freedom from those who actually build a system to make it happen.
And that step is step 9. This is the moment where everything changes. It's where you learn to automate your money and finally put your journey to financial independence on autopilot.
We live in an era of automation. Your alarm clock wakes you up, your lights might turn on with a sensor, your phone's GPS is calculating the fastest route for you, all without a second thought. But when it comes to your money, are you still operating on manual? Just listen to that little voice in your head at the end of every month. Okay, this month I'll save. Next paycheck, I promise I'll be more disciplined. It's exhausting, isn't it?
Now, this entire strategy, the 3 stages and 13 steps to financial independence, was developed by Tamir Kaham. He's the architect of this whole approach and also the creator of the Golden Path to Financial Independence YouTube channel. He has this amazing way of blending modern systems thinking with the timeless financial wisdom from the richest man in Babylon, which makes sense since he's the official Hebrew translator of that book. So today, we're focusing specifically on Stage 2, Step 9 of his method.
Okay, before we dive any deeper, we have to get one thing crystal clear. Financial independence is not the same thing as being wealthy. Financial independence is simply the point where your passive income covers your living expenses. That's it. It's when you don't have to work anymore. This is always the first goal. Wealth, well, that's accumulating assets way beyond what you need. That comes later, if you even want it. This strategy is completely laser-focused on getting you to independence first.
So, let's get our bearings for a second. We're right in the middle of Stage 2, building financial resilience. If you think about the rocket launch analogy from the source material, Stage 1 was all about building the launchpad. Now, here in Stage 2, we've ignited the engines. And Step 9, this is the exact moment the mission commander looks at the controls and says, "Engage flight program." It's when the autopilot clicks on and the system starts to run itself.
But why do we even need an autopilot? Can't we just do it ourselves? Well, it all comes down to a fundamental flaw in how our brains are wired, which the strategy calls the willpower battery problem.
Have you ever asked yourself that? Seriously, you're supposed to save, you should be investing, you have all the right information, but for some reason the execution just doesn't happen consistently. Well, it turns out the problem isn't you. It's the tool you've been trying to use.
Right. So think about your willpower like it's a smartphone battery. You wake up, it's at 100%. But every single decision you make all day, what to wear, which email to answer first, what to eat for lunch, every one of those drains a little bit of power. By 5 o'clock in the evening, your battery's in the red, and that's exactly when we try to make our most important financial choices. Your brain is just tired, so it takes the path of least resistance, spending money or just doing nothing. Trying to rely on a dead battery to navigate your finances, well, that's just a setup for failure.
So, if willpower is the wrong tool for the job, what's the right one? The answer isn't about trying harder. It's about changing your identity from being a reactive firefighter to a proactive architect.
This right here, this is the core idea of this entire step. Just let that sink in. Your inconsistency with money is not some kind of personal moral failing. You're not bad with money. You just have a bad system. See, this isn't about motivation. It's about mechanics.
And this leads us to 2 totally different financial identities. On one side, you've got the firefighter. They're always reactive. They wait for the alarm to go off, a big credit card bill, an unexpected expense, and then they run around frantically spraying water on the problem. It feels super busy, but it's incredibly inefficient. The architect, on the other hand, just refuses to live in crisis mode. They design a sprinkler system. That's the automated financial engine that puts out fires before they can even start. They do the hard work once, up front, and then the system protects them pretty much forever.
All right, so now we get the why. Let's get into the how. How do we actually build this automation engine for ourselves? The engine really has 3 main gears that have to work together perfectly. First up, automatic transfers. This is where you tell your bank to move a set amount of cash from your checking account to your savings or investment accounts the instant your paycheck hits. It's the old pay yourself first idea, but on steroids because it's automated. Second is automated bill pay. This makes sure all your regular bills, rent, utilities, insurance, get paid on time every single time without you even thinking about it. This doesn't just get rid of late fees, it gets rid of the mental load of tracking everything. And third, continuous investing. This gear automatically sends money into your portfolio on a set schedule, building your wealth without any of the emotional drama. So that first gear,
Automatic transfers? It does this really clever bit of financial judo. It uses one of our own human flaws, Parkinson's law, against itself. We all know this law. Our expenses magically seem to rise to meet our income. So automation just yanks that money out of your checking account before you even see it. Your brain never even processes it as available money, so your spending habits just naturally adjust to what's left. It's a brilliant little psychological trick.
And that third gear, continuous investing, is so powerful because of what it gets rid of. It completely eliminates the anxiety of trying to time the market. You know that nagging voice, is now a good time to buy? Is the market too high? Too low? The system just doesn't care. When everyone's panicking, your system buys. When everyone's getting greedy, your system buys. It has zero fear and zero greed. It just executes the plan you designed day in and day out. So when you put all these pieces together, the result is something way more valuable than just a bigger number in your bank account. The real prize here is psychological.
The source material calls it mental quiet. It's that constant, low-level hum of financial anxiety. Did I remember to pay that bill? How much is in my account? All of that, it just fades into the background. You stop compulsively checking your banking app 10 times a day. The machine is running exactly like you told it to, and that frees up your brain power for things that actually matter.
Now, I can hear what some of you are thinking, because it's the #1 objection people have. Wait a minute. If I put everything on autopilot, don't I lose control? And that's a totally fair question, but it's based on a flawed idea of what control really is.
See, what we think of as control, constantly checking our balance, stressing out, reacting to problems, that's not real control. That's just false control, and it's exhausting. True control is being the architect. It's designing the system from the ground up, setting the rules just once, and then watching that system execute your plan flawlessly. Now that is real, proactive, powerful control.
So here's your mission. Don't try to automate your entire financial life over the weekend. That's a recipe for getting overwhelmed. Instead, just pick one thing, just one, a single bill, or one transfer to your savings account. Log into your bank, find the button to make it automatic, and then, and this is the most critical part, hit activate and walk away. Just feel what it's like to get one small win and prove to yourself that the system actually works.
And of course, we have to share the important disclaimer. All of the information in this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. It is not and should not be taken as personalized financial advice. Your situation is totally unique to you, and you're responsible for consulting with qualified professionals to make your own decisions.
All right, let's do a quick recap of the key takeaways. First, a good system will always beat a tired willpower battery. Second, your big goal here is to shift your entire identity from a reactive firefighter to a proactive architect. Third, your automation engine runs on 3 gears: auto transfers, bill pay, and investing. And finally, always remember the real prize you're working for isn't just the money. It's that incredible feeling of mental quiet.
If you want to see all the diagrams, the charts, and the full visual breakdown of this entire 13-step strategy, I really recommend you check out the main series. Just go to YouTube and search for The Golden Path to Financial Independence, or use the handle on the screen, @Tamir Gold Path.
That's all for this breakdown. Thanks for tuning in.